Hello, myself Sunil R Nair. Here, basically, we are discussing about one topic, that is of idea, and in this basically comes under the currencies dependency topic, and currencies dependency topic comes under earthquakes. Earthquakes are basically very dangerous. That basically everybody knows basically. If you are sitting at one building basically, and if the building basically gets shakes basically, left and right basically it moves, then basically you can just imagine up to how dangerous basically the earthquakes are basically. So here basically the topic, each and every topic basically which we are discussing, that the currency dependency, this also basically connects to earthquake. In this basically now basically we are discussing about, that is, ideas. In idea basically we discussed that how German group basically created English language. They thought that basically it's a high level basically creation has happened. So now it's very difficult to control basically. It might possible that one simple error basically will create the entire German. So they created English language. They only created basically. And what is that basically we have already discussed. One character equal to hundreds of planets basically in the universe basically. That is what that we have already discussed in many videos basically. So that was also basically one idea. Then basically the radiation of computer. For that basically one of the German group basically told that basically we can do one thing basically. We can create each and every human needs from the softwares basically. Like this basically they created more than 1 crore, 1 lakh types of software, and from basically they are generating the human needs basically, and that is basically repairing the body parts basically. So radiation basically always damage the body parts, always damage the body parts. Radiation, that's why basically in the big software company basically air condition basically are kept basically, that also at the very high level basically, the radiation basically there basically is very high basically. That's why the computer basically will spread that radiation, and then basically it will damage the body parts basically. So that basically everybody knows basically. It's not like that basically it's a new basically. It's not new basically. The body is getting damaged, that basically everybody knows basically. Body is getting damaged from the computer, that everybody knows. But that is controlled also, no? That is the main thing basically. If any problems is basically getting occurred, that is solved also basically. It's not like that it is not getting solved. But here the issue basically has raised is 100% global warming error came, right? That basically came from educational sector, 20% and 20%, 100% from 100%, 20% is from education and 20% is from computers basically. So that's has to be solved basically. So for that basically you have to think up to this level basically. Why English language created? And what actually German was afraid basically, which type of idea basically German basically was afraid that this idea might get damage the entire German. So which was that idea basically? German knows that this example basically which I have given, tomato and potato, which is dumped to the planets, 3 lakh planets. Then that 3 lakh planet basically converted into the 5 crore planets. Idea basically touched into that each and every cities, each and every country, each and every planet basically. Country basically it's a Earth planet world. From Earth planet basically you are sending the ideas. Their activation happened. So each and every story basically you are sending from Earth planet. So same way basically from which story basically Germany is afraid that basically this might damage the entire German language. That is basically the ideas basically on the basis of the things basically are created basically. Entire creation, same way basically the Tomato and potato is created. Planet is created. Planet has jumped into the 5 crore planets. They basically created some creation. From here the data is basically getting passed. Same way basically from different planets, basically Earth planet is also getting data. So what actually was that basically incidents, basically they got the information that something basically might damage the German language. So for that basically they created English. So whatever the data basically which is coming, that basically gets filtered in the English language. For 90, this basically 95% world is using English. Countries basically are using companies, basically company basically has came into the picture. Companies basically say that basically we are into the creation of the creation of the planets. So main thing is planet creation only. Main thing basically in companies basically they are doing what? They are creating the planet creation only. But that basically in the form of languages. That are in the form of projects. For example, CRM in software industry, more than 1 lakh projects is already created. How basically that is created, that we have already discussed. That CRM project, and TCS company got that first CRM project in this world basically, and that how basically they handled. That way 1 lakh project basically has been created. So German basically know everything basically about this. The example basically just now I told, potato and tomato. Though they, so basically they know that basically things basically might happen basically, so anything basically. So that's why basically they keeps secure of the German language basically. They are keeping security of the German language basically. So it's very, because more than if 100 crore planet basically has created in one single character basically of the German basically, then you can just imagine how much creation basically might have happened. How much creation basically might have happened, that basically you can just understand basically. So this is also basically one of the ideas. And computer basically we have already saw basically that. This is connected with the educational error basically, that are 20% educational global warming error and 20% education computer level error, and 10% is basically from taking the data from the educational data. And everything is basically created also basically. Created means MBA equal to 1000 cities data, MCA equal to 1000 cities data, CA equal to 1000 cities data. Means from there basically all data basically, that is the energy and ideas basically are going to come from the cities basically. So that things basically is created. So that the thing basically from where the ideas are getting, that only basically need to repair. But that have to be repaired. Otherwise basically it will create lots of problem. Why? Because the human needs are basically getting created in the companies basically. Companies are basically nowadays creating the human needs also, like CRM project, like this basically 1 lakh project basically has created. That is basically generating the human needs. That human needs basically are eating by the people basically. They are working in the English language, they are working in the German language, they are working in the Hindi language, they are working in the Gujarati language, like this Malayalam language, like this basically they are working basically. So energy is 100% going to generate basically. So that is going to generate the global warming only basically. The human needs basically also basically going to connect to the global warming issue basically. And like this basically city basically gets spread basically. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about the ideas basically, which basically are telling that each and every idea basically are which getting from the use from the Earth planet, that is connected with the many planets basically. Same way Earth planet also basically started creating ideas. Their views also basically nowadays are getting used in the universe basically. That basically tomato and potato energy basically we have already taken. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about the currency's dependency, and in the currency dependency we are seeing the topic that is ideas.